Have you ever heard the saying, books before boys? How about books before boys because boys bring babies? Well, I don't know if you have heard that. Let me know in the comments. However, I know a number of women and young girls or young ladies who grew up hearing that over and over and over again. And I'm going to tell you in this video how that lie or that misconception has actually caused some issues and some problems and challenges with women having fulfilling relationships, having fulfilling, lasting, loving marriages, to the point where a lot of women don't get married till well over 30, if they even get married at all. So stay tuned and I'll tell you more about that. Also, make sure you watch to the end, because at the end of this video, I will tell you 3 ways that outstanding personal relationships can help you have outstanding, fulfilling, amazing relationships. So, books before boys, books before boys, and books before boys because boys bring babies. Now, the interesting thing is, it sounds like that is like a great thing to teach young girls, which it could be a great thing to teach young girls. The only issue is that a lot of girls took that and ran with it throughout their adult lives. So that not only did they take it and run with it throughout their adult lives, it came to the point where their careers and their schooling and everything like that was so much more important than having any type of family or relationship with anybody, because they felt that that would get in the way of their success when it comes to a career, or whether it comes to their schooling or anything like that. And I know people will probably come for me when I talk about this, but I realize and notice so much when it comes to having outstanding relationships, having an outstanding marriage, that men, like real men, alpha men, men that women are really truly looking to have as, you know, their husbands, people who know how to lead, who know how to protect, who know how to provide. Those type of men are not looking for women who are massively successful in a certain type of career. And I know people, like I said, will come for me because they'll say, well, they don't want women to be strong and they don't want women to do this, all these other things. Whatever people feel is whatever, how they feel. However, it's been known time and time again, countless times back in, historical times, as well as even now, that women are very strong individuals, and they're very strong in their own right. They're very nurturing, they're very caring, they're very loving, they're supportive, all these other good things. And men are the ones that go out and become the hunter-gatherers, so to speak. Even still to this day, they are the ones who go out, provide, deal with a lot of the stresses and trauma and drama and everything like that. So, and it's actually, if you look at the divine wisdom in it, it makes a lot of sense. But that's neither here nor there, and this is not the topic of this video. The thing is that I'm saying that the books before boys and the books before boys because boys bring babies type of thing has caused a lot of issues. And I can't say even issues as in women in general. It caused a lot of issues with Black women in general, or with Black women, because I remember watching something where there was a Black woman who worked and got her degree and went to school, went to college, and did all this other stuff, and got a great career and all this other stuff. But she wanted to have a family. She wanted to have a family. She wanted to be married. She wanted these different things. And she said, you know what? I think I waited too late. I think that I'm kind of like almost off the market because I'm much older, because I put all this other stuff in front of having this family and having this marriage that I wanted to have. But then you have this white woman who was pretty much did the same thing, but she did not put her career, so to speak, in front of all these other things. She was able to still have this family. She was still able to have her career. She was still able to have these different things because she prioritized how she wanted to have her life. And she wasn't, I would say, I don't know if this was the case, she was not always taught that put this stuff before this person, or books before boys because boys bring babies or something. Now, mind you, I'm not saying that we should not put ourselves first. I'm not saying that we should not have the things that we want to do to fulfill ourselves and fulfill our lives and things like that. But we got to know what is really fulfilling in our lives, what really fulfills us, and how to actually prioritize those things. Here's the thing, which I felt that was really missing in that whole books before boys and books before boys because boys bring babies scenario or concept or theme or whatever you want to call it. It's to the point where do not put all of your focus on some boy. And yes, boys are totally different from men. But another thing is that girls were taught to be strong, get your studies up, do your thing, and like especially Black women and Black girls, because they felt we were taught, and I believe a lot of us were taught this because a lot of my friends and people who I know and people I grew up with were taught we have to work twice as hard or harder, much harder than our white counterparts, if you want, to call it that, to get ahead in life, to get what we want, to have what we want, to have even a similar piece of what they possibly have, that we have to work harder. So don't let other stuff get in your way. Always work harder, always be the best, always do these different things. So that's where our priorities lie. Being the best at what we can do, working extra hard. And working extra hard cause us to change or shift our priorities, or just actually have our priorities kind of like on a one-track mind type of thing, but not looking at the bigger picture. Sometimes that's where the issue lies. We don't see the bigger picture. Here's one thing that I was actually taught, besides the books before boys, because boys bring babies. I was taught that I was going to school to be a pediatric neurosurgeon. That's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a doctor. And I was doing my studies. I was going through the thing. One thing my mama told me, so my mama, that's how I talk, guys. One thing my mom told me, she said, you know what? You're going for this. You're doing this thing. And I know you're passionate about it. But she also knew that I wanted a family. Now, this is a thing my mom knew for sure. She knew I wanted to have a family. And I have a story before when I was talking about having children and not wanting to have a husband because I thought that, men were, a hassle. And that's neither here nor there. This is not the video for that, but that's that whole mindset when you get the books before boys thing and that boys are trouble and all this other stuff. However, she knew that I wanted to have a family. And she asked me, she said, would you be able to actually do both of these things that you really want to do, that you love so much? Do you think that you will be able to separate your business life or your professional life from your home life? Because the job or the career that you're looking to get into is going to be very stressful. It's going to be very highly demanding, and all these other different things. Do you really think that you will be able to do that and still be this loving, caring, supportive mother, supportive spouse, or anything like that? And can you change up? Can you shift, your feelings and your emotions of whatever can happen at the job and turn that off and do what you need to do as a parent and as a spouse at home? Bigger picture thinking. start thinking about that. And I said, wow, you know what? I don't think that I would be able to do that. Like seriously, after some deep thought, even though I still love medicine, I still love the concept of being a doctor, and I love neuroscience and all these different things like that. It's just the demand that it would bring to my life. That wasn't something that I was prepared for. That wasn't something that I would have wanted, because I really truly enjoy being a mom. I truly enjoy being a wife. I truly enjoy being this domestic person. I love being a person that makes a home. You know, a homemaker is not somebody that is just, you know, some housewife that just sit at home and don't do anything, or they just sit in front of TV and eat bonbons. You know, they do a lot of things to create a beautiful environment, to create a lifestyle. And mind you, I still run a business, and I run my business from my home mainly. So you can still do those things. So without it being demanding, my whole thing is I had to shift my thinking. So the thing is that the lies that we're told, one of the things is that I can't really say that as actually a lie, as far as the, you know, books before boys, because boys bring babies type of thing like that, because we already know how babies, you know, we're adults here. We know how they get here. However, the issue is when it comes to women wanting to have a loving, lasting relationship, not just a relationship, but a marriage, because this is outstanding personal relationships, and we focus more on marriage. You know, we are pro moral, so we focus on marriage. We focus on relationship with yourself. We also focus on marriage, and we heavily focus on marriage because that uh, that can be the foundation to a lot of the other relationships, you know, that you encounter. So it's your relationship with yourself, of course, your spiritual relationship, it's your relationship with your spouse, and then your children. And you can be, as long as you building that great relationship with your spouse, your children start to see that, and those things are the things that's going to carry on. You know, whether, you know, I mean, inshallah, God willing, those are things that will carry on. That your children are seeing how great you guys are together, or how you handle conflicts together, how you build together. And these are things that they see that create this healthy environment for them, create healthy children who become healthy adults, who have healthy relationships, and so on and so forth. So the thing is that we were only taught a piece of the puzzle. It's not about, you know, stay away from the boys or whatever the case may be, because this is what will happen. It's like, hey, let's prepare you for the bigger picture in life. And that's my thing that I even teach my daughter, because we focus on marriage. My daughter will be 16 years old. I know I used to be a teenager, so, you know, she's not out there looking at this person and that person or anything like that. However, we talk about marriage, we talk about relationships, we talk about the bigger picture and everything like that. And we will be having a series called, you know, conversations with my daughter, or conversations, you know, with our daughters, because people see our videos and they say, well, what do you say to your kids? Do you teach your kids the same things? We do talk to our children about marriage. We also talk to our children about different relationships and, you know, morality and all these other things like that. So a lot of the things that I'm teaching her is how to be a beautiful, independent woman, but I'm also teaching her how to be a loving, caring wife and mother when she have children. How do you do that? I talk about that more in different programs, and we also dig deep and train deep on different topics like that in our relationship mastery inner circle. If you guys are not a part of our RMIC, or our relationship mastery inner circle, please check us out at outstandingpersonalrelationships.com/RM for relationship mastery. So Coach Nadir actually just finished up a training Sunday for the live, and it was an amazing training. I did my training last week Sunday, and we're training on getting yourself together. So different perspectives, different ideas, but still on the same lines of the core of getting yourself together. And Coach Fatima, my co-wife, she will be doing her training live next Sunday. So I'm super excited about it. But if you guys are not part of the RMIC or the Relationship Mastery Inner Circle, make sure you go to outstandingpersonalrelationships.com/RM for relationship mastery. And until next time, make sure you guys are practicing GLC, that you are growing intentionally, loving fearlessly, and connecting on a higher level every single day. Until next time, assalamu alaikum. Peace.
Here are 3 ways Outstanding Personal Relationships can help you.
One is by following us on our social medias. Follow us on IG at Outstanding Relationships and on Facebook and YouTube at Outstanding Personal Relationships. And make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell.
Number 2, make sure you head over to outstandingpersonalrelationships.com and subscribe to the email list. From there, you will get downloads as well as updates, any and all updates. And you also get an update on the release of our new book, Let's Talk Polygyny Uncensored.
Number 3, if you are serious about polygyny, relationships, and really developing fulfillment and happiness, make sure you register for our Relationship Mastery Inner Circle, which is members only, which includes downloads, it includes access to us live on a weekly basis. So that's at outstandingpersonalrelationships.com/RM. We'll see you soon. Assalamu alaikum.
Peace.